Hello, welcome to presentation of research of interplay between the human resource development activities and organizational commitment performed by Kristinka Ovesni, Natasha Matovic and Ivana Lukovic from Department for Pedagogy and Andragogy, Faculty of Philosophy, University of Belgrade in Serbia. Human resource development activities are designed to contribute to the achievement of strategic objectives of the organization, to produce changes in behavior of individuals, group or organization, to help organization to obtain higher performance, and aim to enrich and develop employees' work-related potential through learning and training. HRD activities, whether formal, informal, incidental or overall, face-to-face or virtual, encompass adult education and learning activities and broader spectrum of activities aimed to improve organizational performance through processes of appraising and rewarding, leading, motivating, developing new knowledge, sharing knowledge, etc. Organizational commitment is a construct that's been defined in relevant literature in many various ways. Some authors consider that organizational commitment is construct related to behavioral investments in the organization, likelihood to stay with the organization, and goal and value congruence. Other authors described commitment as a stabilizing or obliging force that gives direction to behavior. Meyer and associates consider that commitment is construct formed by three basic components: the affective commitment or attachment, the continuous commitment or gratitude, and the normative commitment or loyalty. Intensity of commitment is moving along the continuum of engagement and depends from work motivation. To date, not too much is known about the relationship between HRD activities and organizational commitment. Some earlier studies revealed that HRD practices influence organizational commitment through the development of an employee's organizational socialization. Recently, few studies have investigated this relationship as one of the research questions. Our study was aimed to explore relationship between the human resource development activities and the commitment of employees. In this mixed methods research, we applied explanatory sequential design using nested samples for the quantitative and qualitative components of the study to foster deeper understandings of this relationship. In accordance to its characteristics, we first employed quantitative followed by qualitative component, where quantitative component has priority in the study. In the quantitative component, data were obtained by using random sampling and were collected from 609 employees in different organizations from 10 cities in Serbia, while to identify respondents for the qualitative component, we opted for the purposeful sampling based on respondents' tenure. From the sample for quantitative component for the qualitative component of the study, we selected 29 respondents, each of them with different length of tenure. To conduct the quantitative empirical research, few instruments were prepared and adapted. Instruments development involved several stages. To measure different aspects of HRD activities, we used 8 instruments. For all of the instruments, a 3-point frequency rating scale was used. To measure organizational commitment, in 41 items instrument, we used a 3-point rating scale. Table 1 shows internal reliability coefficient Cronbach's alpha for all instruments used for collecting data for quantitative component of the study. In the qualitative component of the study, we applied semi-structured interview aimed to gather data about experience and respondents' opinion about achievement of their engagement in HRD activities and about their commitment to organization. The interview protocol included 10 open-ended questions. All questions were pilot tested for clarity. Interview length were 18 to 30 minutes. Interview was anonymous, audio recorded by interviewer and transcribed verbatim. Key themes were identified. The collected data were subjected to a few common and more complex statistical proceedings like canonical correlation analysis. To supplement them for the data collected by interviews, qualitative content analysis was used. This study showed deep and complex interconnections of HRD activities and organizational commitment. Our findings pointed out necessity for differentiated approach to HRD activities design. Through first, quantitative component, we learned that, at the one hand, limited scope and inadequate offer of HRD activities, as well as limitation to single-loop HRD activities, issues with applying obtained knowledge and skills, forcing employees to share own knowledge with others, leads to reduction of employees' loyalty to organization. Also, limited scope and inadequate offer of HRD activities leads to reduction of employees' attachment to organization. At the other hand, double-loop learning activities, learning about organizational culture, learning about job in free time, full support for formal professional education, and free access to all data necessary for successful job performance could make attachment to organization stronger. Autonomy in job-related learning could trigger stronger loyalty to organization, while active learning through evaluation of HRD activities with more support for personally important job-related learning given by organization and more freedom in usage of social networks raise up gratitude to organization. Explanation of interplay between of HRD activities and organizational commitment given through second, qualitative component of our study revealed that quality of these relationships depends on understanding the role of learning and participation in HRD activities as reflection of organizational carefulness and long-term plans, prerequisite for improvement of organizational performance, path of understanding and acknowledging with job character, means to acceptance of organizational context or requirement for holding obtained work position. Although this study is among a very few studies for this topic, the usage of explanatory sequential design to explore the interconnection of human resource development activities and organizational commitment may require further researches with different samples in different social contexts or with longitudinal design and are necessary for better generalizability of results.